Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbana zidna ilma. Allahumma faqihna fid din. Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'a wa rizqan tayyiba wa amalan mutaqabbala. Ameen ya rabbal alameen. So here we are with our session number 213 for Quranic Arabic Grammar, in which we are learning Sarf and Nahu of Suratul Qalam. And inshallah, I'm going to start with verse number 15 that we were covering in our last session. So, in our last session, we were at the end of this verse, Qala Asatirul Awwaleen. So, we learned here that there is a Jawabu Shart here of Iza, and there was a Qala, and there is a sentence after Qala, which is Maqulul Qul fi Mahalli Nasbin, and there is something that has been omitted. It is Jumla Ismiya, right? Asatirul Awwaleen is the part of Jumla Ismiya, and there was a hiya that has been omitted, right? And I was going over with you all that there are cases when it is permissible to omit mubtada, it is jais to omit mubtada, and among those cases that we were covering, one was when a sentence is coming after qala, right? Qala yakulu, if there is a sentence after qala yakulu, it is permissible for omission, or there is a permissibility for omitting mubtada in this case. And also, we went over some other cases where it was permissible to omit mubtada. So, among those cases, we learned there can be a bal after which mubtada can be omitted. And I also got a question on my YouTube channel that what type of bal this is going to be if I'm considering that there is just a bal ibadum mukramun is there. So what should be the type of bal here? When I'm thinking that there is a mubtada that has been omitted and there's a sentence coming after bal, the bal must be ibtidaiya. There should be no confusion about it because I'm saying that there is a mubtada mahzuf and this ibadum mukramun is a khabar of mubtada, so it is going to be ibtidaiya. And among ibtidaiya, I know you don't have the context in front of you, but based on the context what was mentioned before, they have made a child for Allah, ma'azallah. So it came out to be bal ibtali. Okay, so because of what was mentioned before, so always keep in mind that if there is a sentence after bal, you can go to your on your left side. On your left side, when I divided your bal, was bal on the right side is atifa, on the left side was ibtidaiya, and atifa is always going to be followed by mufradism, and ibtidaiya is followed by a sentence, right? So when it comes to qala, we have already covered that it is permissible for to omit mubtada. Then when it comes to omission of mubtada or hasful mubtada, there is a permissibility if mubtada is coming after faul rabita. Where do we see faul rabita? Can you remind me? We find faul rabita in the beginning of our jawabu shart, right? In the jawabu shart. So here, فَإِن تُخَالِطُوهُمْ فَإِخْوَانُكُمْ. Isn't it whom? It should be فَهُمْ إِخْوَانُكُمْ. If you include them, then they are your brothers, right? So and you will see our Ustaza Farat Hashmi in her Urdu paras, she has, to wo bhai hai tumhare. So where is this wo coming from? Or they coming from? It is coming from the mubtada that has been omitted, that has been mahzoof. Are you all getting my point? That it was supposed to be fahum ikhwanukum. Fahum ikhwanukum. But it is, can you get it from the context that there was a hum that has been omitted? Is it easy to figure it out from the verse and from the context? Everything you can figure out that there's a hum that should be there, that is mubtada, and ikhwanukum is a khabar of that mubtada. So it is permissible in that case to omit mubtada. Now you see very commonly this phenomenon in your last surahs, in the last juz of Quran. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الْخُطَمَةُ. So what is that? And what is hutama? Narullahil muqadah. So do you know this here has been omitted, and this omission is in response to a question. In response to a question, when there is a question being asked, it is permissible to omit mubtada. How are you? If I ask you, how are you? What is your answer mostly? How do you answer, how are you? Fine, right? Good, right? Good. So, do you say I am good most of the time? You say fine or good. You miss your mubtada. You don't put the subject there, right? And happens in English too, right? So, the same is permissible in Arabic, that it is permissible to omit the subject in 4 cases: when it is coming after bal, after qala, after faw rabita, and in response to a question. Easy? My dear sisters, are these 4 cases making sense to all of you? Is there any question about this concept? Okay, now I'm going to move forward then. So when you have iza, what type of word iza is? It is shart, you already told me, right? So it is a zarfiya, shartiya, right? It is zarfiya, shartiya here. That is why we are calling qala asatirul awwaleen as its jawab, right? This iza we have covered is connected to tutla alayhi ayatuna. So this whole chunk, can I connect it to whatever has been mentioned before? And if I can, how will I connect it? Thinking that iza is zarf. And how do we treat zarf in any given sentence? If it is jumla ismiya, how do we treat it? If it is jumla fi'liya, how do we treat it? I'm getting an answer from Shamim. So now think about it, is going to be muta'alliq bil fail. It is going to be muta'alliq bil fail. And it is going to be simply muta'alliq bil its jawab. This iza is going to be muta'alliq bil fail, which is its jawab, which was qala asatirul awwalin. When do they say that these are the stories of ancient legends of former people? When do they say that? Whenever our verses or signs are recited to him. So he says these are the stories of former people. Is this clear to all of you? Sister Faiza, I know it's clear to you. Alhamdulillah, Sister Shamim is with me. Rabiha, are you all getting it? Always remember that. When there is a zarf that is setting a shart, it is muta'alliq to its jawab. It is muta'alliq to its jawab. They say they are the stories of former people when they hear the signs, when they hear our signs. So when he hears our signs, he says these are the stories of previous times. So this whole chunk is going to be muta'alliq bil fail qala. Easy? How many types of iza have we covered in our course? How many types of iza are there in that we have learned? First, you are going to start with the beginning. There are 2 types of iza. Iza is going to be ismiya. Iza can be harf, right? Start with the start. It can be an ism. It can be a harf, right? When it is an ism, it is further subdivided into shartiya, zarfiya, right? Shartiya, zarfiya, that it is a noun that sets a condition, and it's a noun that has to do with time, right? Shartiya, zarfiya. It can be zarfiya, ghair shartiya. Can it be zarfiya, ghair shartiya? Have you ever covered that topic? Ever in our class? Of course we have, right? For example, وَمِن شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ إِذَا حَسَدَ. Iza hasad. Is it a condition? No, it has to do with the time, right? And from the shar, from the evil of a jealous person, of an envious, when he envies, right? So it can be iza shartiya zarfiya, which is the case for the words that we are covering in Surah Al-Qalam, iza tutla ilayhi ayatuna, but sometimes it may have nothing to do with shart, as you can see in Surah Al-Layl, in Surah Al-Najm, وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَغْشَى. وَالنَّجْمِ إِذَا هَوَى. Right? These are متعلق بالليل and متعلق بالنجم, but إذا it has nothing to do, it is not setting a condition. Right? Do you all understand that? If it is followed by jumla ismiya, in that case, it is going to be iza fujaiya, which is followed by jumla ismiya, right? And iza is a harf in that case. It is la mahalla laha min al-i'rab. It is not going to be seen in the beginning of the kalam. When it comes to iza al-ismiya, is it has sadaratul kalam or is it in the middle of the kalam? Can be in the middle too, but mostly you are going to see it in the beginning of the kalam, right? It's mostly in the beginning of the kalam. When it is, especially when it is shart, it is going to be in the beginning of kalam. When it comes to iza al-harfiya or iza fujaiya, it's never going to be in the beginning. It is going to be in the middle of the sentences, okay? Iza al-ismiya is going to be treated or translated as when. Harf fujaiya, when it is harf fujaiya, it is going to be treated as suddenly, okay? Iza al-ismiya will have mudaf ilayhi. Iza al-harfiya, can it have mudaf ilayhi? No, it does not have mudaf ilayhi. Iza al-ismiya denotes present future, right? But it sometimes can have a meaning of past tense too, right? We have covered it when we were learning the details of iza al-ismiya, zarfiya, right? But when it comes to iza al-harfiya, because it can be interchanged. It has a taqarud with is. Sometimes it will borrow the meaning of is. In that case, it will denote past tense as well, right? Have we covered that? Remember that you may sometimes see iza al-ismiya pushing the meaning in the past tense. In that case, it is acting like is, because there is a taqarud. There is borrowing between is and iza. Sometimes they interchange their meaning. Sometimes iza works like is, and sometimes is going to work like and is going to mean like iza. Is this clear to all of you? That they can sometimes exchange their meanings. Okay, keep that in mind. When it comes to iza al-harfiya, and this al-harfiya is iza fujaiya, okay, because there is another harf that I later on added. This harf column is specific to iza fujaiya, okay? Is this clear to all of you? This iza al-harfiya is referring to fujaiya, okay? I'm going to add it here so there is no confusion that this all information pertains to iza fujaiya, okay? Al-harfiya fujaiya, okay? It denotes a hal. Suddenly it became this, suddenly it became that. So when he threw the staff, iza here, so banun, suddenly it became staff. So it will show you the condition of something right at that very moment. Iza al-ismiya, always remember, always enters on jumla failure. Okay? It will always have a fail after it. Do you always see in Quran fail after iza al-ismiya? When I'm giving you this statement, it always enters jumlatul failure. In Quran, do we always see fail after it? No, because fail can be omitted, but must know that it is always going to be followed by a fail. For example, here, iza kuwirat, ashamsu kuwirat. There is a fail that has been omitted. Always remember, it's always, if it is not written, then you have to consider it omitted. Okay? Is this point clear to all of you? That iza al-ismiya, shartiya zarfiya, is always going to be followed by a fail. Fail may be mentioned, in which case it is going to be fail mazkur, like iza balagha. And sometimes the fail can be omitted, which is the case in this words of Surah Ash-Shams, iza shamsu kuwirat, in Surah Takwir, sorry. So what is missing here? There was a fail, kuwirat, that has been omitted. I hope you're all getting my point. When it comes to iza al-harfiya, it enters jumla ismiya and is present before the mubtada of the sentence. So when you compare iza al ismiya with iza al harfiya fujaiya, what is present, what is seen after iza al harfiya fujaiya? There is a jumla ismiya after it, right? There is a jumla ismiya after it, right? And then it is adwatu shart ghair jazima. It is a shart particle, ghair jazima, requires a jawab and is muta'alliq bil jawab, just as we did in this verse, iza tutla alayhi ayatuna. How did we call iza? How we labeled it as muta'alliq bil jawab, which was called a asatirul awwaleen. This is how you are going to label any iza al ismiya zarfiya shartiya. Okay. And some grammarians, and as we have subclassified it as according to the view of these grammarians, that it can be shartiya, it can be ghair shartiya, and we have examples of that here. I hope this is all clear to all of you. Alhamdulillah. So I have those slides in the session. So I would like you to all to go over it again and again and again until you all remember all these points, inshallah. So with that, I will take you to verse number 16. Are you all ready for that? The type of sentence that you are seeing, my dear sisters, it's going to be jumlatul failya. Sanasimuhu alal khurtum. Jumlatul failya. And this is fail mudare, starting with harf istiqbal. Very well done, Aisha. And after harf istiqbal, which is la mahalla laha min al i'rab, you are seeing nasimu. This is fail mudare. The status of the fail is going to be raf biddammatu zahira. Every fail has a pronoun, right? Action, time, and pronoun, ATP. Every fail has all three, right? So our batch 2 has come up with this very beautiful mnemonic that every fail has ATP. And ATP stands for, A is for action, T is for time, P is for pronoun. So always remember, every time you see a fail, ATP. So the action is to, what is it called? To brand. And then there's the pronoun is nahnu, which is damir mustatir, and the tense here is the mudari, right? So, and who at the end is going to be maful bihi alal khurtum, easy jar wal majrur muta'alliq bil fi'l. Okay. So then comes your sentence starting with inna balawnahum kama balawna. So inna, jumla ismiya. Give me few points about inna. What have we learned in this course about inna? Nasikha. Number 1, it is from nawasikhul jumlatul ismiya. What does it do? Why is it called nasikh? Why is it called nasikh? Because now your mubtada is no longer rafin status. It has changed the status of the mubtada to nasbin status. Number one, it is, you can say that this is nawasikhul mubtada. Number two, you can say it is there for a tawqid. It is adatu tawqid, right? It is one of the tool for emphasis, right? Everyone remembers this, right? Mostly accompanied by lamul muzahlaqa. Mostly, not always accompanied by lamul muzahlaqa. Do you see lamul muzahlaqa attached to the khabar? Is there a possibility of lamul muzahlaqa in this case, my dear sisters? Inna balawnahum. Can it have lamul muzahlaqa attached? Was there a possibility? Why so, Afshan? I agree with you, but tell me the reason. Very well done, Shamim. What is the reason? What is the problem here? No, it can attach. It can attach to khabar is Khabar is jumla. No, it can attach to jumla. It can attach, my dear sister. It can attach to jumla. It can attach to my to jumla. That is not an issue. That is not an issue. Let's take you. Let's review some things here. I think, some information here for you guys. I hope, inshallah. Okay. So when it comes to your lamul muzahlaqa, not used with negative sentence or fail madin. Fail madin. See how important it is to keep reviewing, right? It is so important for us. Even the masters, you are like the cream of, I think, if I have to take Ummah, you are the cream of the creams. From my, if I have to give rate you, you are the best of the best, mashallah, tabarakallah. You are all very smart people, alhamdulillah. So, but see, I think, don't let batch 2 beat you, okay? Batch 1. So I was just telling the new students that you have very big shoes to fit in. So I hope that you're never going to disappoint me. You are going to be way more than what I think of you, inshallah. Okay. So you just notice here, lamul muzahlaqa is not going to attach to the khabar of inna if it is fail madin. If it is a negative sentence or fail madin, lamul muzahlaqa is not going to attach itself to khabar of inna. There is, some say that, if there is a qad attached, then, there's a possibility, but we don't see it in Quran. So I think that statement stays sufficient for you all, that, there's no, there's a fail past tense. So lamul muzahlaqa is not possible here. Now, what else? What else have we learned about this inna, harf inna? It is mushabba bil fail. What is the meaning of inna? How does it translate it? Why am I calling it mushabba bil fail? Uakkidu, right? How is it translated? Uakkidu. Remember, we did it how these haruf have a meaning of a fail. I emphasize that indeed we tested them. We tested them like we tested you all or something, right? When it comes to inna, it's always in the beginning of the kalam, right? And when it comes to noon attached with it, is it wajib for noon, or is it jais for noon to attach to it? There is a condition where it is jais for noonul waqaya to be there. It can be innana, but that is jais. Therefore, we don't see any innana here, right? So after you have seen inna and you have found its ism, which was nahnu, right? Nahnu was the ismu inna, and then comes your khabru inna, which is balawnahum. Balawnahum is your jumla failya, fail madin, wal fa'il, damir, muttasil, bariz, naul fa'ilin. Hum is going to be your mafulun bihi. Kama is going to be, how are you going to? Kama is muta'alliq bil kama. What type of ma? Harf jar. Okay. So think of it like what we tested people of garden, or like we tested people of garden. Remember, I gave you all this tick, this not tick. God forbid what happened to me. And this trick that, it is, if you cannot put what there, it is going to be masdariya. Okay. If the translation is not running, is not flowing by adding what, you are going to call it masdariya. There is another tip that is there. If your ma is preceded and followed, if the same fail is before and after, it is mal masdariya. If it is beaten up by harf jar, it is mal masdariya, right? So how many conditions are met here for mal masdariya? Quite many, right? So let's look at the slide. It's often seen mostly with fail madin, but can be seen with mudare. It is often beaten up by harf jar. If the same fail is before and after ma, it can be mal masdariya. So all the conditions met for us, for us to call it mal masdariya. So if it is mal masdariya, this is going to be along with its fail مصدر المؤول في محل جر. بلونا is going to be fail ماضٍ والفاعل now الفاعلين, right? أصحاب الجنة is going to be مفعول به, right? And everything is going to be in the same bucket, right? You are you all with me on that? Did you all understand it as I am understanding it and explaining it to you? It is going to be it is no, it's not because is it muta'alliq because it is repeated? No, it is muta'alliq because it is jar wal majroor. Kama is jar wal majroor, and when we have jar wal majroor, we call that muta'alliq bil fi'l, right? Jar wal majroor in jumla fi'liya is muta'alliq bil fi'l, right? So this ka with masdar al muawwal is going to be muta'alliq bil fi'l balawna, right? Is this clear, Aisha? Jar, because ka is your harf jar. Ka is harf jar. Which balawna? Balawna. Are you asking about this one? Can you unmute yourself? I don't understand. I'm not getting your question. I'm not actually understanding your question. Oh, maful mutlaq. No. We are not going to call it maful mutlaq. No. You don't call it maful mutlaq. No, it's not maful mutlaq. This is just your masdar al muawwal. We don't call it maful mutlaq. No, we don't treat it as maful mutlaq. No. Okay. It's just going to be muta'alliq bil fi'l balawna. Okay. So in this case, I hope this is all clear to all of you, that this is going to be jar wal majroor muta'alliq bil fi'l balawna, and then comes your is aqsamu. Is aqsamu. Is, what type of is are we seeing here? Is has how many types? How many types of is are there? There are two main types. It can be ismiya, it can be harfiya. Does it belong to ism category or harf category? It is an ism. Very good job. So we don't think about is ta'liliya here. We don't think about is fujaiya here, right? It cannot be translated as certainly. It is not going to be translated as because, right? This is belongs to the right column, right side of the column that we have learned in our sessions. And this is going to be is al-ismiya. And when we have is al-ismiya, it has this many types, right? It is zarf lima mada min az-zaman bima'na hina, zarfan lima yustaqbil min az-zaman bima'ni hina, maf'ulun bihi bima'ni waqtan badalan min al-maf'ulun bihi, mudaf alayhi, or is munawwanan. So from 1 to 6, what are the votes? What do you think? Which is the type of this is? Is this one from 1 to 6? This is going to be number 1. Yes, it is for past tense. It is to denote past tense, right? Is it going to be a mudaf as well? We are going to treat it as mudaf. And the sentence following it is going to be, it's mudafun ilayhi. Do you all agree? Right? Jumlatul fi'liya is fi mahalli jar mudafun ilayhi. This is how are you going to connect it to whatever has been mentioned before? When something is to do with time and place, you call it muta'alliq bil fi'l. Very good job, Aisha. Very good job. Just call it muta'alliq bil fi'l, right? Muta'alliq bil fi'l, this balawna, right? This balawna can be the fi'l to which it is muta'alliq to, right? Now you have connected everything up until here, right? Aqsamu. What is aqsamu? What type of word is aqsamu? Fail madin, family 4, waw is the doer, right? Right? Fail madin, waw is the doer. among the different arkan of adatul qasam, how many adatul qasam have we learned so far? That qasam, adatul qasam can be an ism, can be a harf, and can be a fail. Can I call this that this is adatul qasam? Can I? Are you sure? Are you all with me? Do you agree? Do you all agree? Okay, then I'm going to call it adatul qasam. So this is my adatul qasam. This is my qasam here. Okay, every qasam, for the most part, has jawabul qasam. Do I see jawabul qasam here? Very good job. Very good jobs. That's why it is very important to go back to your slides and please don't print them. There's a lot of repetition. I understand and I'm with you guys. I feel your pain. But what can I do if I have to, I want you to, when I'm reviewing things with you, I have to I have to bring those slides to you and have to put them in your session so that you can review when you are studying the surah by yourself on your own. Okay? So now, see, this lam is going to be lamul waqia fi jawabul qasam, lil jawabul qasam, however you want to call it, la mahalla laha min al i'rab. Yasrimunnaha is going to be your mudare muakkad bi nunu saqila, right? There's a nunu saqila attached to it. Wal file, damir, damir, वाविल जमाआ मखजूफ लित्तकाए साकिनैन, right? Do you all agree that waw is not there, right? And it has been omitted for iltaqae sakinain because I have to remove the noon of the fail from there, and then I have to attach this noon because of tawali al amsal. There cannot be three noons together. I have to one has to go, that rule that we have covered, and then I am left with waw at the end. And since the noon mushaddada has a first letter sakina, the first is noon sakin and the second is noon maftuha. So for when two sakins are together, if the first sakin is a weak letter, it gets omitted, which was wabil jama'a. Yes, waw was supposed to be, it was basically yasrimuna, yasrimuna plus nunu tokid. Yasrimuna plus nunu tokid. Now, after doing everything, you are left with yasrimunnaha. Okay? So one of the places where your vowel jama is not baris. Remember, we have covered it in Surah Al-Taha that sometimes this damir, which is always baris, in most of the cases, is going to be, it's going to be mahzufa. Okay? It is omitted. It is mahzuf. So it is mahzuf here. Why is it mahzuf here? I have told you it's for iltaqai sakinain, and mudare is by itself, it is rough in status. It is rough in status, and noon of i'rab or noon rafa has to go away because of tawali al amsal. Three same letters work together, so one had to go, and this ha is going to be maful bihi musbihin. Musbihin. So musbihin, isn't it hal? Don't you want to, as ones, surely they will cut it as ones entering the morning. Right? So musbihin are the ones who are entering the morning, the ones who are waking up in the morning. So it can be your hal. Right? Do you agree? That this can be the hal of those that vow that has been omitted, right? Okay. And this whole is the whole thing. The yasrimunnaha musbihin is going to be jumla jawabul qasam la muhalla laha min al-i'rab, right? Isn't it interesting? I didn't notice that we will have so many examples of this many adatul qasam. Like, this waw is very common, ta is very common, B is very common, wallahi, tallahi, and wal asr, wal najm. I was, was samai. So, but, aqsamu, and with its jawabul qasam, with, this is not an example of qasam mudme. This is qasam zahir with jawabul qasam, right? Yeah, it is less common. So I have put other haruf and af'al that can be nasikha, nawasikhul mubtada wal khabar, for you to review whenever you are going to get these notes from me, inshallah. And I want you to go over your is, that always is going to have jumla as its mudafun ilayhi, because it is a zarf that is mabni, right? Is, iza, haisu, kullama, lamma are going to have a sentence following them. Okay. So now this part is done, and now let's see wala yastasnoon. So let's first do the sentence, and then we are going to do the wow. Do the sentence first. The la, what is the type of la? La is going to be here nafi, la nafiya, ghayr amila, right? Ghayr amila as well, lil mudare as well. يستثنون مضارع مرفوع بثبوت النون والفاعل ضمير متصل بارز واو الجماعة, right? Everyone got it? Can this wow be atifa? And let me show you the surah itself, that's going to help you then. Can the wow be atifa? Okay. What will be the matuf of this wow? What is going to be the matuf for this sentence? My dear sisters, now this is a very important learning point. My dear sisters, if this was the waw atifa, it should also have nunu sakila. It should also be the same as yasrimunnaha. You are not seeing nunu sakila here. Are you seeing that? Grammatically, just always remember, for atf, things are going to be following the same pattern. If there is a nunu sakila attached to the first word, it is going to attach to the matuf as well. There is one place where you do have nunu tawqid sakila followed by nunu tawqid al khafifa, which is Surat Yusuf, la yakunan, but both had nunu tawqid, right? But in this case, it is, I thought it is a negative sentence. Yes, that is also yes. So yes, if it is a negative sentence and it's coming up as jawab, then yes, there is, you don't see it then and you don't see any adwatul, you don't need that. That is also a very valid point as well, that now here your point is very valid, Sister Shamim, that since the sentence is negative sentence, I don't even need that nunu tawkid. The nunu tawkid is not going to be seen there. It is going to be, everything is going to be by itself. You have your point there, but usually you will notice that what I wanted you to pay attention to as well, that you will notice that things are going to be following the same thing here. But here, this sentence is going to be, this sentence is different from whatever was mentioned before. This vow is starting a new topic. It is, without making an exception. Without making an exception is making this vow as whatever vow. And they did not make an exception. What do you think? If I'm saying that this vow is starting a new topic after it, it is going to be isti'naf, or it can be itirad. Yeah, it can be isti'naf or itirad. Okay. If I am calling this itirad, which Aisha is saying, the sentence following it is going to be la mahalla. If I'm calling it isti'naf, the sentence is going to be, what will be the mahal of the sentence? Again, it is going to be la mahalla. If I am calling it itirad, then what will be this fa? If I'm calling it itirad, what will be the type of fa here? Very good job. Very good job. Because I'm going to then say that there were two grammatically connected things there, but I cannot, this fatafa alayha ta'ifum min rabbik, to, I cannot just connect it to whatever has been mentioned before. So this, because this is, this is, can this be the part of the qasam that has been going on? Can I connect it? Usually, what do you see when something is the part of continuation of qasam and is fail madin? What do you expect to see? And that fail madin, that is normal fail madin, it is not jamid. Qad, you see qad or laqad, right? The sentence is beginning with qad or laqad, right? But here, if we will call it istinaf, this is going to be jumlatul istinafiya, right? We can call it istinaf and jumlatul istinafiya, and it may be called itarad as well. But then this fa, when it comes to this fa, how will we treat this fa then? Can we call it that, that this is an atifa, foul atifa, and it is just mentioning the story that, when they took an oath that surely they will cut it in the as once entering the morning, then this happened to them. Then this happened to them. Is it making sense? That, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is just narrating a story where first this happened, and then فَطَافَ عَلَيْهِمْ عَلَيْهَا طَائِفٌ مِّن رَبِّكَ, and then fa litartib wa ta'qib, and starting a new sentence which may not be connected to this very sentence that they were taking an oath and subject, but Allah is just telling you how he tested the people of the garden, right? How he tested the people of the garden. They woke up, he tested them when they took an oath that surely they will cut the garden as once entering the morning. Then what happened? Then a hurricane came upon it while they were sleeping. Is it making sense? Is it clear to all of you that this can be just the fa, the tartib, or taqib? It can be, we can just, just make it a matuf ala whatever has been mentioned, before. I'm just, I don't, feel comfortable, putting it over. Yeah, when they took an oath and then this happened to them. Yes, matufa ala jumla o aqsimu. Yes, you are right. That's how I want to do it. Yes, Shamim, that makes total sense now. They took an oath. When they took an oath that they will cut this garden as once entering the morning, and then this affliction came upon them, upon the garden. Yes, that makes sense. Is it making sense to all of you? Right? Okay, now tafa is fail madin, and it has damir mustatir huwa, so it got cancelled by ta'ifun. Alayha is what? Alayha is going to be your muta'alliq bil fail. Mir rabbik, ta'ifun mir rabbik. How will you connect? It is a sifa of ta'ifun. Very good job. Waw is going to be wahum na'imun, while they were sleeping. It is going to be the hal. And when the sentence, which is jumla haliya, is beginning with the pronoun itself, when it is beginning with the pronoun itself, it's very important to have waw in the beginning. Will you remember this point? The waw must be there. Waw haliya must be there when the pronoun is right at the beginning of the sentence. Okay? In Muwadiul Wawil Haliya, you must have read that, if the Jumla Haliya is going to be a pronoun which is in the beginning of the sentence, waw is going to be there. Okay? Remember that. And we have covered it. And this is Jumla Ismiya. Hum Mubtada, Na'imuna is the khabar of that Mubtada. فَأَصْبَحَتْ كَالصَّرِيمِ. So it became as though reaped. Again, very good job. Asbahat. Where have we learned asbaha? It is fail madin. It is fail madin. naqis. And what is, every fail has a pronoun, right? It may miss an action, but has a pronoun because it is naqis, but still has a pronoun, which is going to be, no. This, it is hiya. Damir mustatir hiya. Ta is tau tanis, just for the feminization of the fail. Okay, it is just denoting. It is for tanisul fail. It is just for to make fail feminine. Okay, keep that in mind. It is just a harf. It is not a pronoun. Pronoun is hidden here. Kassarin is going to be jar wal majroor muta'alliq bil khabar, right? And again, I think you have considered it as atf, connect, because the whole story is happening like this. A hurricane came upon them while they were sleeping. Then the garden became as though reaped, right? Everyone got it? Then what happened? فَتَنَادَوْا مُصْبِحِينَ. تَنَادَوْا. Fa again is going to be atfa. لِلتَّرْتِيبِ وَالتَّعْقِيبِ. Allah is telling you the whole story. Then what happened next? Next thing they happened was they called one another as ones entering the morning. Musbihin, can I call it the hal of Wabil Jama'a, which is the Damir Muttasil Baris of Fail Tanadaw. And this Tanadaw is what is this Tanadaw? It is Madin or Mudare? Family, it is Fail Madin. Coming from which family? Are you sure it is from 5? Guys, there is a ta in before the first root letter. There is an alif after the first root letter. Huh? It is family 6, right? It is family 6. And we are going to come back to surf. We have not covered the surf yet. We are going to come back to surf. Okay, but still, noon dal, waw, or noon dal ya are the root letters, right? And there's an alif which is present after the first root letter. And there's a ta which is before the first root letter. So it is family number 6, right? And waw is sahibul hal, musbihin is hal mufrad, right? Everyone with me? So they started calling each other. Very important. And now it's going to tell me how much you have memorized, how much you have understood of different types of an that we have covered in this course. Okay, so answers are coming. Nada Yunadi was one of the giveaways of this an. Ahida was another one. Auha, Yuhi is a third one. That this an is going to be seen after these of al in Quran. So an can be an tafsiriya, and this is what is going to be in quotes. It is going to be Ughdu ala harsikum in kuntum sarimin. Right? So an of quotes. Do you all agree this is an of quotes? Right? And this is the statement of who is saying this? Give me, you are seeing it. Tell me, then you can just in 21 the wow here, they called each other saying, what is the translation? Do you notice it saying in the translation as well? Yes, the amr is present before as well. It usually comes after this usually, not always, but usually comes after an amr jumla, which is in talbiq type of sentences, is going to be before, maybe and followed by talb. It is usually followed by talb, right? So everything is, all the ingredients are there for this an. Do you all agree? Nada was there. There is a quote after it. The quote has Felul Amr, right? So this is an tafsiriya. And the sentence that follows an tafsiriya is going to be called Jumlatul Tafsiriya. right? And that jumla has, what are the i'rab of the sentence? It is going to be la muhalla laha min al-i'rab. Like any jumla to tafsiriya, it is going to be la muhalla laha min al-i'rab. Ala harsikum ughdu, waw is the file. Ala harsikum is muta'alliq bil fail. Kum majroor bil idafa. In, what is the type of in? Shartiya, very good job. Jazima, right? Harf shart wa jazm. Kuntum is going to be fi'lu shart fi mahalli jazmin. It is fi'l naqis. It is fi'l naqis. Wa ismu kana ta'ul fa'il. Meme is li jamai zakur, is telling me the masculine plural is there. And sarimin is going to be khabru kana, right? And where is the jawabu shart? Mahzoof. Dalla alayha ma qablaha. Can I say that whatever has been mentioned before is denoting the jawabu shart? Just like we do in jawabul qasam. Do you all agree that the jawabu shart, if you are to, if you are to cut it, if you are the ones who are going to cut the fruit, then go in the morning to your field, right? So, but literally jawabu shart has been omitted. It is not there, right? But this one is denoting that that could be the possible jawabu shart. Is this clear to all of you, my dear sisters? Okay. Oh, time. Okay, so yeah, Sister Faiza is reminding me of time. And so we'll, inshallah, wrap the session here. I will call it a day. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Inshallah, we are going to start with verse number 23 in our next session. Inshallah. Okay.